So I'm going to show you some of the most important, most useful graphic design secrets step by step on actual designs. And that's so you can take them onto your own projects and make something really cool. Psychology is one of the biggest secrets in graphic design. Color Analogy's method is a great way to create color palettes and apply color to your designs effectively. But there are specific steps and I'm going to show you right now about this method. So here's a design that is obviously in need of some color. This is where a lot of designers will trip up and get stuck when it comes to adding that color. But looking at the context of this design, we can put a few words here that relate to the message or the tone of the design itself. Forward thinking, technology, growth, and innovation. These words relate to the subject and the message of the design. When you have these words, you can do a few different things at this stage. And you could rely on your knowledge of color psychology, or you could head over to ChatGPT and directly ask for color schemes based on these words. Or sometimes I like to use the Explore option in Adobe Color. You just simply put in some words or a couple of words and then see what comes up. The good thing about Adobe Color is that we have tailored color schemes displayed to us in a visual way, and not just text on a screen that you have with ChatGPT. We can then grab the scheme, download it, and then bring it over to our work screen. And we can just use it in any way we see fit. The trick to why all of this works so well is that firstly, we have matched the psychology and the message of the design to a color scheme. But furthermore, Adobe Color or ChatGPT both offer advice on tried and tested color schemes that actually do work. We're not just fiddling around with random color schemes. As you can see on this second example, the color scheme doesn't appear terribly bad as such, but it just seems off for some kind of reason. When you follow psychology and then match it up to industry standard schemes, you are on the way to really hitting a home run with color on your designs. And as a quick side note, take a look at this logo. This will show you just how crazy a change in color can be on a final design. So this logo might appear to be maybe a mountain equipment or hiking apparel brand perhaps. That pale blue matched with the slab serif gives off a certain vibe or psychological response. But look what happens if we switch it up to a vibrant and energetic yellow, one with a modern sans serif. This now looks like a sports car brand or maybe something like a trendy clothing brand. A change of color and a change of font psychology has a huge effect thereafter. But let's go a little deeper with this and let's look at how psychology can even be used to create entire design concepts. To demonstrate that, we will soon deconstruct an existing ice cream brand, one you've probably never heard of called Good Vibes. When considering psychology and a concept, we need to pull up some traits or words associated with that brand. Now let's see if you can visualize this brand and this concept as a designer. If I tell you the traits of this brand are fun, friendly, happy, approachable, young, and trendy, what design choices would you possibly make for this ice cream brand and the packaging, keeping in mind it's called Good Vibes? So yeah, think about the color scheme, the typography, the visuals, and what sort of design choices would play into a fun, friendly, happy, young, trendy kind of ice cream brand. So yeah, here is the design project. And for a second, listen to the logic, which does lead to an overall concept and a direction from psychology. So bright colors such as pink, yellow, and blue are associated with happiness, excitement, and also fun. They evoke feelings of joy and energy, which is something perfect for an ice cream brand that aims to create positive and enjoyable experiences for their audience, hence the name Good Vibes. Pink also helps to convey sweetness and playfulness, and this is of course ideal for this brand. It can be used in backgrounds, on packaging, or as an accent color to draw attention. Now yellow represents warmth, sunshine, and optimism. Using yellow in the design can make the brand feel more inviting and more cheerful. And yeah, that's the obvious statement. Good vibes is a phrase linked right back to cheerful and positivity. So that's the color side of the concept when it comes to psychology. What about the typography? So here we see playful and rounded font choices at play. Fonts with rounded edges and playful characteristics appear friendly and just generally more approachable. They are often associated with fun and creativity, which again leads directly back to our psychological approach for this brand and overall design. If you look on the packaging, we see hand-drawn lines on the lid and also as part of the brand element design as well. Playful patterns on backgrounds and packaging do make the brand visually appealing and distinctive, and the free-flowing style helps play into that kind of person who will buy into a vegan ice cream named Good Vibes. But once you know about psychology of color, of typography, of shape, visuals, and all of that good stuff, you can make design choices that not only work for the brief, but which can help create entire concepts and visual languages. In fact, I would go as far to say it's the best way to do that, and it's something you really need to add into your workflows, for sure. The next secret is something that is hiding right there in plain sight, but many designers fail to appreciate its value. Very simple pre-made shapes, when used correctly, can have huge impacts on a design. And we're soon going to go deeper into this, but for now, on this design here, see how more sophisticated and slightly more professional it looks with a simple addition of a shape at the bottom right here. Now, it breaks up the design and just adds more depth to it, and we can carry on and add more in the way of geometry elsewhere on the design. But this whole act of adding shapes can go way beyond the simplicity of this design layout as seen right here. So, this branding project for Vertigo Music is a classic example of a top tip when it comes to using shapes. So when you're working on a project for a client that maybe utilizes brand materials, it's a great idea to incorporate their logo as a shape somehow throughout the entire project. This, of course, won't work for every project or every logo shape, but notice how the designer here has taken the geometry of the logo and thought of intuitive and clever ways to use it as a shape to create layouts and guide the viewer's eye around the design. And then on this design project, the designer has taken things a step further. They have managed to create an entire concept and identity around the angular shape of the logo. Not only does it provide a layout and a canvas for many of the designs, but it forms a consistent identity as we scroll through this project. The designer here has taken the logo for the London Film Festival, and they've completely ran with it from the video promo to the app to the print materials and literally just everything. This is one of the finest examples of using shapes of a logo to expand and pursue a brand identity. And of course, it doesn't have to be a logo. You can take shape inspiration from the brief or any other part of your research and just run with it as a concept. And this video is one you really want to bookmark or perhaps watch again so you can fully learn and implement the knowledge into your very own workflows. And your designs will become levels above what they are now if you can pull this stuff off. But if you'd like to learn some more advanced techniques when it comes to graphic designing, just click that video on screen. But until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.